What up, boys, and welcome back to another video. So I recently made a video where I talked about the top three solo farms for steady gold, and that video was really well received and you guys seemed to enjoy it. And there was a guy who asked me if I could do a video on my top farms for each of the gathering professions, like the top items that I would go for, since it's a really nice way of making steady gold farming by yourself. So all of these farms and more is of course included in the 0 to 10 million gold guide. So if you guys haven't picked up the 0 to 10 million gold guide, you can do so and get it for 50% off. But make sure you type in the code Shadowlands at checkout to get 50% off. And it's an in-depth, step-by-step guide that will teach you what to farm, where to farm, and how to do it. Everything you can imagine, going from 0 gold and all the way to 10 million gold. And it's also a product where if you buy it once, you will receive every single update in the future for every single expansion for free. So check that out, together with, of course, if you're going to play Classic TBC, also got a complete gold guide for Classic TBC that has received a lot of good feedback, so appreciate that and the support, boys. Pick them both up or look at them in the description down below. So in today's video, we're looking at, I guess it's really like 7 different farms you can do in mining, or the best ones that I prefer to do right now. But it sounds better with top 5, so that's what the video is going to say, right? So the first place we're going to go to is a place that I spent a lot of time on this specific toon, because I'm doing this class-specific challenge where I need to make 1 million gold with every single class in the game using different techniques. And this priest did a lot of time with herbalism and mining. And the majority of that gold was made in Northrend. So keep in mind that every single farm that I talk about right now, I will link down below in the description, the specific video to each farm. And I'm also going to include the amount of materials that you will get, like averagely in an hour. So you guys can go ahead and you can check out the price on your realm to see if it's worth doing on your realm, if you're not familiar with like the prices and the amount that you can obtain in an hour and so on. So you guys really seem to like that format in the last video, so we're going to go ahead and keep on rolling with it. Another tip is to always look at the price of the bars instead of the ore, because sometimes people will post the ore really cheaply on the auction house, and you could simply buy that ore out, melt it into bars, and sell it for a profit. So always look at the bar price, convert the amount of ore into bars before you check the gold per hour, because sometimes you can look at the ore specifically, and it's going to be like 16,000 gold an hour, and you're going to be like, meh, it's not worth my time. But if you were to melt it into bars, it could be like 27k an hour. So keep that in mind. But the first ones, actually 3 of them, is going to be, we'll start with cobalt ore first. The nice thing about cobalt is that you only need 1 ore to make 1 bar. Really good one. And the route is going to be linked down below in the specific video. But it takes place in Dragonblight, and then I fly over to Grizzly Hills before I head over to Howling Fjord. And then it's like rinse and repeat on a loop. Extremely good farm, really underestimated. The next one takes place in both Wintergrasp and Icecrown. So we're going to be mining for Saronite and also Titanium. Now these are also really good. I do Wintergrasp when there's not an ongoing battle going on. If there is, I just go to Icecrown. The difference is not that big at all. It really isn't. And those were the only ores in Northrend though. So now we're going to move over to some Kata farms. The first one takes place right down here in Shimmering Expanse. Keep in mind, I never do this farm unless I have a toon that has both mining and herbalism, because you can get a Shearer's Veil on this route. And this route, probably my favorite route for herbalism and mining in the game, because this is the entire route. This small section right here, it's insane. Like, looking at this, you'd think that you'd be running out of ore and herbs to pick up, but it's impossible. The respawn rate is insane. So it's a really fun one, and time flies by when you're doing it. And we're obviously looking for the obsidian as in terms of mining, but then getting the Stormvine and the Shearer's Veil is really good. It makes it a great farm. That's not the only Cataclysm farm that I do want to talk about, though. The next one being in Uldum. That's where I do it, and it's just following the mountainsides to get Elementium, but also to get the Purite deposits. So you definitely want to check the price on this one because it can be like all over the place. And one of the reasons for that is you will get purite and elementium when you use the potion of treasure finding when you're farming for something like volatiles. And a lot of people do that. So that means that the prices could be a bit lower, like on the lower end, but not necessarily. So double check on your realm first to see if it's going to be worth it. So that was the only one or the only two farms in Kata. The next one that I like to do takes place in Outland in Hellfire. It's a great one. I mean, I'm going to enjoy doing this one on the TBC Classic. And that is mining for Fel Iron. So Fel Iron, it's in great demand, so you don't want to sell it if the price is low. Like, price go up and down like crazy on Fel Iron. So if you have spent like a couple of hours farming this and then you go in the auctions to post it and the prices are horrible, just hold on to them and wait until the price is good. So that was pretty much it for my personal top 5 mining farms. And if you guys like this idea of doing videos, I've featured these farms before. This is more like a video just rounding them all up and my in the moment, like my current favorite mining farms to do. So please let me know if you enjoy this type of video, and if you do, I can make one for skinning and herbalism and so on, even the crafting profession ones. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to like it. It gives me a good indication if you guys want to see more of this sort of video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Until then, bye bye.